I've gotta say, Advanced Communication Company is a developer that I'm coming to dread. They made so many mediocre games, and quite a few that I would rank at the bottom of the Famicom's library. Tatsunoko Fighter is their first PC Engine game, and fortunately for me, they don't make very many of them. Tatsunoko Fighter is a fighting game based on the properties of Tatsunoko Production, the animation studio behind such classics as Yadaman and Ninja Science Team Gatchaman. It features a cast... Huh? Are you sure? I mean, I've got a couple paragraphs on the history of Tatsunoko Productions. Okay, throw it out, we'll start over. Tatsunoko Fighter comes from an original idea by Akira Miyashita. He's a comic creator best known for Sakigake Otokojuku, a series about a gang of school toughs that got a few video games based on it. However, Tatsunoko Fighter isn't actually based on his work. It's an original idea that he had, which was only turned into this game. The concept is that as a huge fan of Miyashita, you eagerly buy his new story and then get sucked into it. So now you have to follow the plot of Tatsunoko Fighter. And if you want to get home, you'll have to travel the world collecting all of the wish-granting dragon... statues. Yeah, statues. No one will ever make the connection there. Those statues are the Tatsunoko of the title. You start the game in a village, and here if you enter the first door, you'll find Miyashita himself. He'll give you your quest and weapon. That starting weapon is just an extending pole. There's two other houses in the village, one with a guy you can pay to refill your magic, and one with a woman who you can repay to refill your health. You find these villages at the start of every world, and Miyashita will always upgrade your weapon, and then the other two will be there. The health and magic refills are the only things that you have to spend your money on, which makes money exceptionally useless in this game. Exit the village to the right, and the action begins. There are 5 worlds in Tatsunoko Fighter, and they consist of the village, then 3 side-scrolling action stages, and finally 1 special boss stage. Button 2 attacks and Button 1 jumps, as you'd expect, and your weapons have 2 different modes that they can attack with. The standard mode just swings it out. But if you hit start, and then up and down, you can switch to a magic spell, which will fire a shot. But using this will deplete your magic meter. As a general rule, I didn't see much need for the magic attacks, but there are a few places where it came in handy. When you defeat an enemy, they can drop one of several icons. Red P's and red M's increase your attack ability. P for the standard weapon, M for the magic. Both of these can be upgraded up to 4 times. Upgrading your weapon just makes it do more damage, but upgrading your magic can let it fire a spread of bullets. These power-ups go away when you transition between stages, so you'll always be recollecting them. The green P and green M increase the maximum length of your bars. P for health, M for magic. This effect doesn't go away even if you continue, so it's pretty easy to build your bar up to the maximum level and keep it there. The potion will restore a small amount of your health, and by small amount I mean not even 1 hit's worth. The hourglass freezes enemies in place for about 10 seconds, and since they love to have enemies ambush you by spawning them off screen, getting the hourglass usually means you just don't see anything for that time. The shield will make you invincible for a little while, and of course you can defeat enemies by running into them. Then there's 3 orbs with Japanese characters in them. Ko kills all enemies on the screen, Ki fully restores your health and magic, and Yu summons a pair of guys flying on clouds who will float around the screen, destroying anything they come into contact with. The enemies in Tatsunoko Fighter tend to be really annoying, flying around just out of your reach, zipping around in erratic patterns, and of course being placed so they don't appear until you've committed to a big jump to the platform that they live on. There's also a lot of blind jumps in Tatsunoko Fighter, areas where you know progression has to be in a certain direction, but you can't see anything there, so all you can do is jump and hope you land on something. You earn gold anytime you defeat an enemy, but the gold is only useful at the start of the world for restoring health and magic, so there's no need for it. You also only have one life in Tatsunoko Fighter, so if you die, it's game over. But you have infinite continues, and you start at the stage that you died at. You do lose half your gold, but since gold is meaningless, who cares? At the end of the third stage, you'll face a mini-boss, and defeating it will get you a key. When you collect the key, you transform from the dorky little kid into a big strong muscle man. Then you go to the boss stage, where you have to fist fight a monster for one of the Tatsunoko. The bosses aren't very good, their patterns are unfair, and really, unless your health is completely depleted, the best solution is to just stand in one spot and punch them. You'll beat them by mashing the button fast enough. Defeat the boss, collect the Tatsunoko, and then you get to the greatest feature of Tatsunoko Fighter. You're back to being a kid, and you're presented with 4 pits. Each pit will take you to a different one of the first 4 stages. And yes, that includes the stage that you just did. Which pit goes to which stage? Well, it's totally random. And it changes every time you defeat a boss. So when I played, I defeated the first boss, jumped into a pit, and restarted the level that I just completed. I'm going to be upfront here. I wasn't feeling very positive about Tatsunoko Fighter before this, but this random progression and setback is just about the worst gameplay element I have ever encountered in a video game. I played for an hour, and I completed 3 worlds, but 2 of them were the same world. And as you make your way through the game, the odds of you picking a stage that you haven't done yet decrease. The odds of not being forced to repeat a stage in Tatsunoko Fighter is 3 in 32. This is amazingly bad game design. Shockingly, I found one person in Japan who likes Tatsunoko Fighter, though they did complain that everyone else hates it. Getting back to my own views, even if we set aside the pits of despair, the level design in Tatsunoko Fighter is truly atrocious. Enemy placements are blatantly unfair, and even when they're not, it's not fun to fight them. The bosses are boring. The game is a whole mess of systems that don't make any sense. Tatsunoko Fighter is an impressively bad game, one that fits in perfectly with the rest of Advanced Communication Company's lineup.